Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of iMeet. Today I'm meeting another helpful actuarial YouTuber called V. Welcome to my channel, V.
Hi, Paul. Hi, everyone.
So V, please, can you share us a little bit about yourself, your career journey, and your involvement in the actuarial community?
So my name is V, and I'm a Vietnamese Canadian. So I was born in Vietnam, and I've moved to Canada to study and been working and pretty much like immigrate in Canada. I've been working for over 10 years in a life insurance company. And right now I'm working in a risk management area, which is really like kind of my passion and my specialization because I also did the corporate finance and ERM track when I pursued the actual career path with the Society of Actuaries. So beside that, I would describe myself as like a lifelong learner because I have the 2 bachelor degree in math and business. I have one master degree in business, and I'm doing a second master in computer and information technology. And yeah, mostly only do online now for my master. Uh, so yeah, and I also have a CFA as well. So been constantly studying and writing exam, although I don't think I want to write any more designation. So just formal learning is good enough at this point. Uh, so yeah, so beside my full-time job and studying, my husband and I also have a side gig. So we have a portrait and wedding photography business. So that's kind of like my creativity aspect, I guess, for my life. And I'm also an active volunteer with various actual organizations. So in Canada, we do have the Canadian Institute of Actuaries, the Actuarial Foundation of Canada, and then also the Society of Actuaries. And yeah, that's pretty much a little bit about myself.
Brilliant, very interesting, thank you. So how have you found working from home during the pandemic, and do you have any productivity tips for other actuaries?
I would say that I quite enjoy working from home because I feel like I have more control of my time. So I'm a very low maintenance person. Essentially, it's like in the morning I just like wash my face, brush my teeth, and then quickly come and then go ahead. So I like to sleep in the sleep in the morning. So having like an extra just like 15, 30 minutes of sleep in the morning by not having to dress up or like driving to work is a pretty awesome, and it help add up, right? That you can use those time to do something else, or even like just sleeping more so you can feel more energetic to do something else. So that's why I say like working from home, I feel fortunate to be able to do that, and it's a positive thing for my aspect. And for my MBA back then, is actually a blended program. So I did have 2 weeks in Spain at the beginning, at the end, but like the rest of the time we have online classes. And then my classmate would be like from all over the place. Like we have 30 students, but from like 20 different countries. So it's pretty much is like from that I'm already kind of used to working online, collaborate with other people and stuff. So it's helped with like nicely transition with the whole working from home again. So I would say that I don't really have specific productivity tips for just working from home or during the pandemic compared to before, because like, essentially I would say that like it's just like now that you at home on the time, you're just making sure that you dedicated the time is like work is work. You don't want to just feel like, oh, during the day maybe I can work a little bit in the evening so I can slack off a little bit and just drag things on. That's not really good. So you want to make sure that you have like focus time is like work is work, and then like when you off work, then you off work. Just don't like continue looking at it at that, and making sure that you dedicate the time for your other projects and everything. So the working from home allow us to give essentially more flexibility, but because of that we need to have like the discipline so that we can stay like motivated and also like stay organized into doing what we want to do and be productive during the time allocated. And like even like off work, like I would have like my mailbox on my phone, but I don't check it. or rarely answer any of those working hours. So I would say just like making sure you be productive during doing one single task at a time for like the time that you want to dedicate it to whatever the things we want to do.
That's excellent. Yeah, the sort of division between working and being at home is completely blurred now. So I think trying to create that separation, a lot of people unfortunately have to work, you know, in a sort of, you know, communal space or sort of where they might have their dinner and stuff. So trying to sort of shut that away is so important. If you can just get rid of the laptop and put it in a cupboard or something, just so you don't think about your work is, you know, is really important. So thank you very much. A slightly sort of out there question here. So who is your hero and why?
I would say it's probably my mom. She's smart, she's great with people, and she always work hard. So she's 60 something already, but she still like continue to learn English. Like she actually goes to class when she can, or like even at home, she would like learn English online through her phone and like practices. So I think from that is like essentially like I feel like she always tried to improve herself and do something that useful and everything. So I really admire her about that. And she's very open-minded and always supports me in a lot of things. And she's like my biggest YouTube fan as well. She has my video on the YouTube my channel. So yeah, so I would say like my parents lived through the Vietnam War, and they were able to overcome like a lot of different challenges and difficulties to like just gain their knowledge, to went to university and then build up their wealth and then support provided for the family. So I have like great respect for my parents, especially my mom. So I would be very happy if I can accomplish as much as she does, like and they do, like both of my parents in my life.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you very much. Well, you mentioned that you've passed quite a few exams and you've got quite a few qualifications. So I wonder if you've got any tips for people watching this who are studying themselves for the actuarial exams.
I actually recently made a video about 10 learning tips that help me going through like passing the actuarial and the CFA exams. Because essentially like for me, like the FSA actual level, like it's a written exam and it's very similar in terms of the CFA exam in terms of like a lot of material. I know like actual exam, I think it's more mathematical challenge in that sense. But overall, I would say is nothing. The tips is nothing like new or surprising. I think it's all about start early and do studying a little bit every day, because of a lot of material, if you put it at the end, you're gonna feel so overwhelming, and that is gonna impact your motivation, it's gonna impact your mental wellness and everything, and that's not gonna help with your study. So just make sure that like you know your style, like what your learning style is, like you study in the morning, you study at night, like you study like just a little bit every day, or like you study like 4 hours consecutively. Like know your style so that you set your schedule, you follow it through, and at the end of the day, like make sure you do a lot of practice. Like I think it's just practice, make progress, so that you can help you recall on the things and everything. So, and one more thing is like I always have like a final summary notes before going to the exam. That will be like maybe like through 2,000 pages coming down to 10 pages that include all of the knowledge and information that I want to make sure that I have it for the exam and how they all connect to each other. Because each exam does serve some purpose. They do want you to meet some objective for the exam. So how can you connect the dots of that and knowing really well what you have to know? Like because of the exam, they're gonna ask a lot of different topics. So how can you know all of the topics well, but not, you don't need to be so good in like so deep about it, but like know everything well enough. So it doesn't matter what they ask you, you'll be able to answer something. So yeah, so hopefully everyone just continue studying hard, studying smart, and persistent in writing exam, I'm sure you will be able to like pass these challenging actual exams.
Excellent. That was very much music to my ears. I was nodding along and thinking, yeah, that's all the great stuff that I would hope that people would do as well. So that was really great advice. And obviously you've seen the fruits of that because you've done so well. So thank you. So yeah, one of the things we've got in common is we both have YouTube channels. So I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about your channel. What made you start it, and what value can your viewers gain from it?
So like for me, it's nothing, no particular reason. It just, but maybe it's also many reasons. Just one beautiful evening, and I feel like, okay, I gotta do something, and start recorded me talking about the actual profession. But I guess it's also essentially it was speaking in Vietnamese, because like last year was the first year that in Vietnam we have a university that have the first actual science program. So it's really like kind of a big milestone for the Vietnamese community to learn more about the profession. So of course, like on YouTube, it's already little actual resource in English. They even less like or none at all in Vietnamese. So I do want to support the Vietnamese community to learning more about the actual professions, and from there's also like other emerging markets around the world where like maybe in North America, in Europe, this is already like a long profession and a little bit more well-known, but not like that that mainstream. But there are even more emerging market that the profession is starting to pick things up. So I do hope to be able to like promote career planning, especially the actual profession, but also other profession related to math, data, or technology from like my own experience studying math or finance or computer science and everything. Because I believe like career planning, like you're gonna spend a lot of your time in life doing work. So you better like what you do for the next, like you mentioned before, like maybe 2 decades or something. So that is very important, that one should know more about like career planning and then making informed decision, and that can only be done through like education. So hopefully by my channel, your channel, a lot of other people channel, that like on the student who interested in math can understanding a little bit more about the actual professional and other professions, so that they can make an informed decision that can impact their like lifetime happiness.
Yeah, I totally agree. You spend, so many of your waking hours doing work. You really need to enjoy it. And, I would probably flag up that I don't really know any actuary who doesn't like their job. So it's a really great choice of career. If you're mathematically inclined, it's definitely one you should be thinking about going into. Well, it's been really nice meeting you, V. Thank you very much for coming on my channel. So just to let everyone watching here know that V and I have also recorded a video on her channel where she's asking me lots of questions. So you should see a link to that video on screen shortly. So do check it out, and also V's channel in general. Please do support the various actuarial YouTubers out there by liking and subscribing to our channels. It really helps us to know that we're doing a good thing, and it also encourages the YouTube algorithm to push content out to you that we're making. So please do support us and encourage us to keep making this content. Great. Well, thank you very much, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.